All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to be putting together a beginner's portfolio that will hopefully serve you well in 2022. So one of the questions that I get asked quite frequently, especially in the real world by friends and families that find out that I'm now involved in cryptocurrencies, is what would I recommend for a beginner's portfolio? So I thought I'd put together this video, and then as we go over Christmas, I can just send them this link rather than explaining to them the coins that I'm invested in and some of the coins I'd recommend for beginners. Now, this portfolio is what I would see as a lower risk portfolio. So I wouldn't give high risk coins to beginners as the main bulk of their portfolio. Then there will be one or two high risk coins in this portfolio, but the vast majority are safer coins. And the reason I wanted to design it this way is you cannot predict this market. So I want to have coins that are very likely to survive a bear market. So if the bear market does come and it lasts a long time, these coins should survive. So yes, there's always risk with any coin in the crypto world, but the ones I've picked, I think have the best chance of being here long term, but also have upside potential as well, which is why we're all in this game to make some money. The other thing as well is, as a beginner, it can be quite confusing hearing about all of the exchanges and using lots of digital wallets. You know, for example, me, I've got accounts with Coinbase, Binance, Gate.io, and I've also got a MetaMask wallet, a Phantom wallet, and it goes on. Whereas most beginners just want to go to one exchange, just invest in a number of coins, and then set and forget. And that is the design of this portfolio. You buy now with the aim to come back in maybe 12 months time or a couple of years times, and hopefully these coins should be doing very well. So with that said, let's jump into the video. Just two things first. One, if you're not following me on Twitter, you can follow me at Darren the Degen. So I always put my latest investments on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there. Also, if you could hit that like button, that would be very much appreciated. So what I've got here is an Excel spreadsheet. So we've got 10 different coins that I'm going to be showing you. So I'm looking off to the left, that's where it is, but for you guys, it should be right in front of you. So as we go through, I'm going to reveal each coin. So in first position, we're going to be investing in Bitcoin. So let me explain why we are going to be investing in Bitcoin and also how much we're going to be investing in Bitcoin. So the main reason we're investing in Bitcoin is for stability. Now, for people outside of the crypto world to say that Bitcoin is stable, they would probably laugh. But in terms of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is very stable and also one of the most likely to be here long term, but also still has upside potential. We're seeing mainstream adoption now. We've seen countries adopting it as legal tender, and I think the future is bright for Bitcoin, even if it isn't necessarily a coin I really use myself. Yes, I invest in it, but I don't use it for utility. And the actual implementation in El Salvador isn't Bitcoin working directly. It's actually a secondary network called Lightning Network, which is running as a layer 2 and runs on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is the one that most people recognize. It's got the greatest brand awareness. There's ETFs, there's investment funds for Bitcoin. And just going forward, Bitcoin is going to be the big dog for a while. You know, Ethereum might catch it and flip it in terms of market value, but Bitcoin is certainly here to stay. So what I'm going to do is put 2,000 into Bitcoin. Now, whether you're in the UK like me, £2,000, or whether you're in the US, you want to do $2,000 or any other currency, just decide how much you want to invest and use these as a percentage guide. So I'm doing this based on a £10,000 investment. So this is 20% of the investment portfolio is going into Bitcoin. Next up, we have Ethereum. Now, I think that's a pretty obvious call as well. So Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, but it is the cryptocurrency with the highest utility at the moment. This has the most applications built on it, it has the most developers, and it has the most real world usage at the moment. So Ethereum for me is as safe, if not safer, than Bitcoin, because I think it has more upside potential and also more room to grow from a utility perspective, whereas Bitcoin I think will always be remaining as primarily a store of value, whereas Ethereum will have much more utility. So I'm going to match the investment on that and give that £2,000 as well. So those are the fairly obvious calls. So we've got over 40% of our investment in Bitcoin and Ethereum, as I believe they are fairly safe plays and should still be here in 12 months. If they aren't, then I wouldn't worry too much about what else is in the rest of this portfolio either, because they've probably been destroyed as well. So in third position, we have Solana, or Sol, as you'll see, is a ticker name. And the reason I like Solana is probably for me the cryptocurrency that has the best chance of taking on Ethereum head to head. Yes, we do have Binance, but I haven't got any real interest in investing in that, and I'll probably discuss that more in another video. So for me, Solana is the next best after Ethereum, and actually does actually work better than Ethereum in real world usage. I've used it a few times and it works so much better. But it does have some question marks over decentralization. Again, that is probably for another video. But I think it's going to be one of the ones that are going to be snapping at the heels of Ethereum. So we're going to put 1,000 into that as well. So that's 50% of the portfolio. Next up, we're doing both at the same time here. We have Avalanche, which is AVAX. So this is another competitor to Ethereum, and this one's been going really well lately. The big difference between AVAX and Solana is using its own programming language, and it's super quick. AVAX is quicker than Ethereum, but it's also what they call EVM compatible. So it's Ethereum compatible. So developers on Ethereum can easily port their applications over to AVAX or Avalanche, whereas it involves a lot more work to port them over to Solana. So I kind of see these two as the ones that have got the best chance of really taking a decent chunk out of Ethereum. So that's why I want to put some money into these guys as well. And these guys have had huge capitalist investment. So I see them being here for the long term as well. Next up, we have Polkadot. So Polkadot is slightly different, is it wants to bring chains together. So they call it interoperability. That's what they call it. So basically it's multiple crypto chains working together, multiple blockchains working together. And to be honest, I'd probably invest in these guys just for the website, as it's so much nicer than the other sites I've been looking at. But Polkadot has a very strong future. They've had the auctions recently and people invested and raised a lot of money to develop on these platforms. And these will allow you to integrate with other networks as well. So Polkadot is here to stay. And again, I'm going to put 1,000 into Polkadot. Up next, we have Polygon, which was formerly called Matic, which is why the ticker is Matic. Now these we aren't going to put quite as much money in, as they are slightly higher risk, but at the same time they do have some good upside. So I don't mind taking a bit more risk if the upside potential is potentially greater than some of the safer bets that we've got at the top with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So Polygon, their main selling point at the moment is they are a layer 2 solution to Ethereum. So despite the fact Ethereum has huge adoption, lots of apps, lots of utility and lots of usage, at the moment it is basically broken because it cannot handle the volume. So the transaction fees are scandalous, really. And Polygon is looking to solve that issue. So what they're hoping is people will develop on Polygon as a layer 2 solution, and then that data will go back onto Ethereum in a much more efficient way with faster transactions and lower fees. So if you're betting on Ethereum, then it's good to bet on Polygon stroke Matic instead, or as well, should I say, as they're hoping to solve some of the issues. After Polygon, we have Terra or Luna. So this is a stable coin, or should I say an algorithmic decentralized stable coin. So we already have some existing stable coins such as Terra. Now the problem with, or I say the problem, existing traditional stable coins are backed by what they call real world assets. So something like Terra, whatever money is invested into Terra as a stablecoin is also backed by real-world non-crypto assets. But there are big question marks around Terra. So Terra, or Luna Terra, is actually an algorithmically decentralized stablecoin. So what that means, instead of having real-world assets that back the stablecoin to maintain its pegging, so i.e. 1 UST, which is US Terra, equals 1 USD, US dollars, instead of it being backed by real-world assets, it's being backed by Luna instead, another cryptocurrency. So, for example, to generate $1 of UST, they have to burn $1 of Luna, and it works the opposite way around as well. So that's how they stabilize UST, by burning or creating Luna. So that's why it's a really good investment, as UST has been growing. We just had a big pullback in the market and UST stood up really well under those really intense drawdown conditions. So that's a really promising sign, and I think Terra is going to become the stable coin of the future. So we're going to put 500 into Terra as well. After Terra, we're going to put some money into Chainlink. So the Chainlink and the next one I'm looking at, the reason I'm interested in these two is these are coins or cryptocurrencies that are already being used, and we're seeing adoption of them. And that's what I want to focus on. Coins that have either got huge back-ins, such as Solana and Avalanche, or ones that are already being really used by other networks and also in the real world. So up first, we have Chainlink. And the reason I like Chainlink, it is the main oracle. So that's bringing real world data onto the blockchain so that it can be used as part of smart contracts. And Chainlink is by far the leading one. I think it has over 75% of the market. And so if cryptocurrency continues to grow, it's almost a given that Chainlink will continue to grow with it. So another $500 or another £500 is going into Chainlink. And along with Chainlink, we've also got the graph. So again, in terms of something that has utility at the moment, is being used widely, the graph is a really good one. It is in some circles, it is known as the Google of the crypto world. And I don't mean that in terms of it being a search engine, but technically I suppose it is, but it is an index engine. So what that does, it takes blockchain data and indexes it to make it much speedier and easier to access. So for example, if you wanted to query the Ethereum blockchain, it'd be so slow and inefficient. So the graph is basically a middleman that indexes all of that data into a quickly searchable format. And its plan is to do that for future chains. And I think they've just had a recent announcement with Solana as well. So they're going to be working with multiple chains, just like Chainlink will be as well. So that's why I want to invest in these, is I think these are good plays that will thrive as the overall ecosystem of cryptocurrency continues to grow, which is what we're all expecting and hoping for. Now, the last two that I'm going to show you are much higher risk. Also, they'll probably be divisive as well. So if the next two that I show you aren't of interest, just completely exclude them from your portfolio and either put the additional kind of $1,000 or £1,000 into some of these top coins, or maybe you put an extra 250 into each one of these four higher risk ones. So you've got 750 invested in each. So up first, we have Engine Coin. So this is an NFT play. So let me bring up Engine here. So NFTs are going to be a large part of the crypto future, and also the real world future. NFTs are going to become much more popular. Now, they are quite divisive at the moment, as most people's experience of NFTs have been JPEGs that have gone up and down in value on OpenSea. But in terms of actual utility, NFTs are really, really promising. It is something that is going to be adopted. So I think it's good to hedge your bets and have some money invested in NFTs. So by investing in a platform like Engine, which allows developers of other areas, so for example, a games developer, they know how to develop games, but they may not know how to develop NFTs that well. They can use Engine to integrate with their game and save all of that development time. So Engine is a good play. And on the same subject of Engine, we also have SuperFarm, which is probably even higher risk than Engine. And it's going to be the final $500 or £500 of this portfolio. So this is another NFT play. The big difference for me with SuperFarm is this is going to be driven by social growth. So the owner, one of the big names behind SuperFarm, is Elio from Elio Trades, and he has one of the largest Twitter and YouTube followings for cryptocurrency. The stuff they've launched has gone down very well. The coin has been performing really well, and they're launching their NFT marketplace soon as well. Now, the leading marketplace at the moment, OpenSea, for me, has many, many issues. So if someone can come along with a next generation marketplace that solves all of those issues, I could see them doing very well. But even if you exclude the marketplace, just the NFT stuff, the launchpad and farming and stuff, I think they've got some great opportunities there. So that's why I'd put the 500 in high risk in SuperFarm. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, what about some of the metaverse coins? Well, the whole idea behind this portfolio is to make it as easy as access as possible to you guys. So all of these you'll be able to find on somewhere like Coinbase. If you want to get into more of the metaverse ones, then usually you have to go on to the decentralized exchanges, which means you need your own digital wallets, or you need to go onto some of the more obscure exchanges such as Gate.io. So that's why they're not included in this portfolio. But I think a beginner coming into this at the moment, if they put their money into that portfolio, there's a good chance that it'll probably be up in 12 months' time. Now, this is not financial advice. There are no guarantees. You could put your money into all of this and you could lose it all. And I would say with any money that you invest in cryptocurrency, only invest money that you can 100% afford to lose. That's the way I play it. I never put any money in there that I cannot afford to lose, as we just don't have certainty where this is going. We have confidence and we have a good idea, but we don't have certainty. So never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. So hopefully if you're a beginner looking to get into cryptocurrency, that portfolio will give you something to think about. Like I say, most of those should be available on an exchange like Coinbase. I'll pop a link in the comments to my Coinbase affiliate link. I think we both get like $7 of Bitcoin if you use it. So it's not a big thing, but if you want to use it, it's there. If you did find this video useful, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that like button. If you're not already following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me at Darren the TGen. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.